throw that away. Before you toss that paper packaging into the recycle bin, take a closer look. It might be the perfect texture tool for your next gel print. Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here, and today we are using free paper packaging textures on my super big gel plate, creating beautiful layers, using fabulous colors with one big beautiful pool print. All the papers I'm using are free resources and you can't get more affordable than free. Right, now before we jump right into the video, I want to tell you about my big art sale. Seasons of Change is now on. This year's collection is called Seasons of Change, a special collection of original artworks created through layers of color, texture, and intuition. Each piece reflects the changing seasons of life, growth, uncertainty, renewal, and of course, hope. If you've ever wanted to own one of my beautiful original artworks, now is the best time to explore the collection. You'll find original paintings, mixed media works, and special studio pieces. All of the beautiful original paintings are now on my website at sale price. It won't last long, so jump on and have a look. One of a kind pieces, never to be repeated. You can have a piece from my studio to yours. Seasons of Change on now, froyleart.com. Go and have a look. Right, so what I've got today is the most fascinating paper packaging. Go rummage through your recycle bin. You're going to need some resources. Now, of course, I've got my beautiful big gel elf plate, 75 centimeters by 100 centimeters. It is a glorious plate. And if you're wanting to know where to buy the plate, just contact gelelf.com directly and they would tell you all about it. Now, I'm starting with one of my new favorite colors. Well, it's not really new, but it's a new brand. I've got the Amsterdam in the red, permanent red violet. Yes, I know I use red violet a lot, but this one at the moment is particularly beautiful. So I'm starting with this on the plate. And then I'm putting on this rather fascinating piece of paper. It's called Paper Bubble. It's like bubble wrap, but it's paper. I've actually never seen it before. It came wrapped around something, can't remember. I do order a lot online that turn up at my house, which I love. And I keep all of the paper packaging because it's incredibly free resources. So I put this on the beautiful red violet and have a look at how glorious the paper turned out. And the fabulous marks on the plate. I think I like it more than the bubble wrap. Of course, I did then try the bubble wrap as well, but I don't know, man. I'm really liking the textures of this particular paper. I've put the bubble wrap on with some Amsterdam in copper. I'm just going to put on different sections on the gel plate, different colors, and add the mark making with all of my fabulous paper packaging pieces. Then I'm putting on circle marks with one of my favorite little tubes. I don't know, it was the end of a roll of something. It's so old, it's caked up with paint, but it's a really good size and it's really solid. So it makes a really good print on the gel plate, and you can put it on the plate and pull off the paint, or you could tap it in some paint and add it to the gel plate. I was actually just pulling the paint off the plate because I like to make more space with each layer of the paint so that the next layer of paint's going to show through. So after I added a heap of these circles in different places, I added the beautiful Liquitex Prism Violet and pushed on this piece of weird stuff packaging. I really love this. I love experimenting, and I love the fact that all of these are free resources. So I pushed this onto the gel plate, creating the textured marks right on the plate, removing some of the paint, as you can see on the paper here. You can expand it out or you can close it up. So it does make different types of marks and shapes on the gel plate depending on how you push it on, whether you stretch it out or whether you leave it condensed. There's so many possibilities and it's so super easy. So after I pushed that particular piece across the gel plate, making all those fabulous marks, I didn't want it to take all of the space and hog all of the color. I wanted more colors to come through. So I cut a box. Of course, I do need a lot of digital storage, so I have quite a few of the SD drive boxes. Gave it a cut and then scraped some of the paint off the gel plate with a little box. Now, this is like using a catalyst tool to scrape and move and blend the paint, except that it's free. Now you want to make sure you're using the dull end, not the sharply cut end, because you don't want to scratch your gel plate, but it works really well for removing paint. You could also dip it in paint and add it to the gel plate as well. So when I scraped off some of the paint, I added some quinacridone magenta and put my favorite bubble paper back on, because I really did like this mark the most out of all the ones I had just experimented with. Now I did use a baby wipe and wiped off some more of the paint because I wanted the next color to show through. And once you cover the gel plate, it's going to block out all the other paint colors behind it that you keep adding on top. So I wiped out some of the paint with a baby wipe, just creating some shapes, just so I could let the next color show through. And I decided I wanted to use the beautiful light blue permanent. What a glorious color. I'm figuring that it's going to look really nice with the red violet and the prism violet. So I've put that on the plate, and then I'm using a piece of corrugated cardboard. Now this cardboard that I use on the gel plate actually was the packaging that was completely surrounding my super big, beautiful gel plate when it arrived at my house. So I'm rather fond of this piece. I just basically pulled a piece of the paper off to expose that fabulous corrugated part. And I do have two sections that I really like. And what I like about this piece is it's got a great shape. So when I put it on, it's going to have that corrugated part on the gel plate, creating those lines and textures, but it's going to be in that shape, not just a complete block or a square. And I really like that. Nice color. The cardboard looks all right too. You know, this could always become something later. You know how we are as collage artists, rather a little like pack rats. So this piece looks great too. The corrugated part, and where I've pushed it onto the paint, I put it in a few areas of the gel plate. I wanted to create some horizontal lines, and I think I also put some vertical lines as well. Super, super easy, free packaging. That was wrapped around the gel plate. Then I've put on some beautiful iridescent gold. Oh, these colors, I know, they're my favorite. And I stamped on the gel plate with this, which is the end piece of a tube. I ordered some paper from Kozo. Oh, love that paper. And when it came in this beautiful big tube, it had this circle piece on the end to, like, you know, seal it, close the tube up. So I'm like, oh man, that's gonna make a great stamp. It was already cut for me. I didn't even have to cut it. I just stuck a bit of tape on this side so I could hold it while I stamped on it on the gel plate. And what I'm doing is stamping into the gold, which is removing the paint again, and then stamping it somewhere else on the plate. So I'm literally transferring the gold paint from one part of the plate to another. Then I added some of the beautiful iridescent copper and did the same. Stamped away with my fabulous circular corrugated card piece. So simple, so cheap, so free. It works so well. Removing the paint from one section and adding it to another, and then I'm going to get corrugated little lines in both gold and copper across the beautiful space of the gel plate. Then I decided I really liked the tube, the round circle marks on the plate, so I did go a little bit crazy adding some more of those shapes. I just think that amongst all of these textures with the lines and the corrugated sections, that these little circle shapes are going to work really well. I pulled out, this is my second favorite one. It's so tiny, and I can't remember what it was the end of because it is so small. But again, fabulous mark making on the gel plate, putting it on like this, super, super easy, transferring the paint from one part of the plate to another, creating all these beautiful little circles with this one and this one. Super easy, super fast. It's actually quite therapeutic just sit there going like this. I really actually enjoyed it. And it was a little still quiet moment in all of my hectic frenzy of thinking about the layers. What layers are going down first? What colors did I put on? What colors did I put on second? What marks are going to show through? What marks are not going to show through? You think about all these things when you're jelly printing because you are working in reverse. So what you put down first is what's going to come out on top when you pull the print over. And once you fill up that space, then you don't get to see any more marks that you add to it. So you do want to think about what's going to show through. It's a whole lot of fun. It's very experimental, which I totally love. And you never quite know what you're going to get until you actually pull the print. Right, now once I finished covering all of the areas that I wanted to with my fabulous little tube circles, these are so great, I did let that layer dry. So I let the gel plate completely dry. I wasn't letting all those layers dry. I was just rolling the paint over each other, and where it blended. Not sure exactly how it's going to turn out, but I know the colors are going to look beautiful together, so I wasn't too worried about it. So once it was all dry, I pulled out some of my favorite Meeden 100 color pack. Beautiful little paints. Love these paints. Squeezed them on. Mars orange, light orange, Bordeaux red, and a titanium white. They are tiny little tubes, but the colors are incredible. It's definitely one of my favorite paints to use on this gel plate because of the range of colors. So I've put them down and I'm using foam packaging this time. Can you believe it? Now I had the big piece and a little piece, and of course I had to choose the big piece. More packaging, free texture tools. I absolutely love painting on the gel plate with these foam pieces. I'm basically just spreading the paint across the plate using the foam piece like a spreader, really. The color kind of mixes together, but it does make a real textural kind of mark on the gel plate using the foam piece. Absolutely love it. Then of course you do have to wait for this layer to dry, which did take a little while. I put my fan on the table and left it for half an hour, went had a cup of tea, a biscuit and allowed this layer to dry because the next layer was going to be my pickup paint. So once the paint layer was dry, I used the Atelier Toning Grey Pinkish color. Strange name, but really interesting color. It's very pale, slightly pinky, but quite grey. Yeah, it's exactly like the name says, and it works really well for a pickup paint because it's just going to fill in all of the areas where there wasn't any paint on the plate, or it's just going to back the colors that are already down, especially the transparent colors. So it's light enough to back the transparent colors without swamping them and overwhelming them. I think it's a really good color. I'm really enjoying this one right now. Put it all over the plate and put down my paper. Now I'm using the Kozo Studio jelly printing mulberry paper in the full sheet. You can also get it in an A4 sheet if you have a regular, normal human size gel plate. You can get regular size paper. If you are going on the Kozo Studio website, don't forget the discount code. It does make a difference. The paper is fabulous because it's strong, but it's thin, so I can easily glue it onto a canvas, which I have done in the previous episodes. You've seen me do that. It's fabulous. I just need it a little bit bigger. But you know I'm working on that. So I did put the extra pieces down the side and the bottom to fill up the space, and I waited for an hour with the fan on the gel plate. Now when I felt like the paper was dry, I pulled off the side and the bottom, and look how fabulous my little pieces and bits of pieces of paper are. They look beautiful. The print is going to be fabulous. It's always exciting and encouraging when the little offcuts look so good. So then I'm pulling up my gel print slowly. I like to pull it up from one side first, and then I like to pull it up from the other side before I actually turn over the whole beautiful print. And ta-da, drum roll, look at my glorious gel plate print from my fabulous free textures of paper packaging. Now, of course, the thing is, once you've turned it over, whatever you put down first comes out on top. Whatever you put on the right side is now mirror reversed and is now found on the left side of the plate. So you do kind of have to think about that when you are building those layers and adding those colors. But what do you think? What do you think? I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty darn beautiful. And what's really funny is that I've got some of the gold leaf sparkle just here from last week. I was using gold leaf on the plate last week and there was a little bit of shimmer left, so I said I would leave it for this week. And I'm thinking the gold leaf sparkle looks pretty nice. I love this area. See all of the fabulous circle shapes from both those tubes. I love all of those marks, but also you can see where I've used that other one. This one here, you can see where I've added that from the gold, where I've pulled it off the gold paint there and then added it to this section here. Pretty much it's pulling it off the plate with the paint and then adding it to other areas. So super easy, transferring those colors and those shapes and those textures. You got to get one of these. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. This is where I scraped the paint back with the box just so I could have some more definition of color and shape in there. Loving all these marks, pretty happy with it. The blue looks really nice up here and you can see the vertical marks of the corrugated card there and horizontal ones there, and look at all of the fabulous circle marks. That was when I was sitting here and I was pretty much just going like that. I found it really therapeutic actually. I'm pretty happy with the print. What do you think? The colors are pretty nice. It's got a really nice shine on it, and of course the Kozo paper pulls off. Absolutely fabulous. I could put it onto a canvas, or I could chop it up, or I could add it to the inspiration packs that go out every month for my patrons. There's so many possibilities with such beautiful colors and textures. I love it. I think it's very successful, and I really liked all of the packaging textures that I was using today. I think this is a bit of a favorite now, but also the foam piece. I know it's just a piece of foam, but how effective does it look? So, thanks for joining me today. I hope I've inspired and encouraged you to rummage through your recycle bin, and as soon as you get the packages that arrive into your house, have a look and see what the packaging looks like and how you could possibly use it. So many possibilities, and it's free. Now, don't forget to have a look at the fabulous Seasons of Change Big Art Sale that's on my website right now, frilart.com. They are all original paintings. They won't be repeated. And I know you would really enjoy having one of my beautiful artworks in your home. You'll find more information in the description under the video. And don't forget to have a look at the discount codes for both Kozo Studio and Medium Paints. Come back and join me again next week. What are we working on? Not sure, but I know it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a big print and it's going to be encouraging. So I'll see you then.